Okay.
Yeah. So, maybe a little bit information about what you're doing.
Uh,
Me
yeah, I
or
should.
Bats?
Oh no,
Oh,
sorry. I'm
it's
sorry,
also
Pat.
you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about it in a few streams already, so I already
Yes.
showed a few things here and there. But it's basically a World War II story in a way that's not been told by movies or many books yet. Because yeah, basically most mediums don't find it interesting enough because they don't know enough about it. But yeah, it's a part of the history of the countries that were invaded during World War II. So for us, it's much more than yeah battlefields and all that stuff like the Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers movies and stuff like that. It's yeah, basically it's a behind enemy line story type of idea. But then an American bomber crew who was shot down above the Netherlands and crashed, and a part of the crew survived and tries to get through the Netherlands back to England to get back into the fight. So
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I read about one of the inspirations for my book was this group called the Filthy 13 or something like that, and they were the inspiration for a movie called The Dirty Dozen. And this was also like a group of
okay,
parachuting
Wow.
soldiers that would be dropped behind enemy lines, and their whole spiel was that they would go back, disrupting as much as they could behind enemy lines and hopefully survive and get to the main army as well. So
yeah,
that's interesting. This stories of people deep behind enemy lines and still trying to reconnect and get back into the fight.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
And
agree. I
I feel
mean,
those kinds of stories do have to be told as well, not only the soldier to soldier battlefield kind of movies and stuff like that, but other things in the war are also very interesting, but are being forgotten. So that's
yeah, he's our history guy here. Even if you have any questions
Okay.
whatever,
Okay. So these were like people from England that got shot down in
no,
Netherlands.
they were American bomber crew who were stationed in England during the war because it was easier to. A lot of American bombers, mostly B-17s, were stationed in England, so they only have to cross the canal to
Right.
bomb the Germans. So they basically were stationed in England, but it were Americans, and they were crashed in the Netherlands behind German lines. So it's a
Okay.
whole connection for a lot of
sorry.
people in also the CG community that I think it's also good for people to know things that most people don't even think about. So
Because bombers are not, soldiers. It's not. I mean, I suppose they had some training, but like their
yeah, they
specialization.
all have basic training, of course, but after that, they all go their own routes into the military. So some of them were pilots, some of them, and they had basic survival training and they knew how to shoot and stuff like that. But yeah, a pilot has at the most a knife and a pistol. So that
Yeah,
That's
no, okay,
great.
that weight, not like when you're a bomber, like all the weight should be the bombs, right? All the
yeah,
extra
it's
material is going to be extra for
most
the plane.
bombers. They had a crew of some bombers had 8, some bombers had 10, but 8 to 10 crew members. But they usually had maximum of 6 parachutes.
What?
Very refreshing. It's like,
That's
okay.
crazy.
Yeah, there was just no room for and the technology and the stuff that make the airplane go and the bombs and the crew itself. And yeah,
Wow.
you have a little bit for medical stuff and what if it goes wrong, but there was not the the objective was those people signed up to fight the Germans no matter what.
Right.
So
I
it
mean, if the
was
plane was gonna
usually
go down, probably some of them were going to be already dead. No, so if there's
yeah,
only 6 parachutes, if they
most of the
need them,
time at least a part of the crew is dead, but not always.
right? Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
most
That's
of the time they are already hurt as well. So because yeah, in the World War II the Germans shot. They call it flak, FLAC. That it exploded in the air, and all the shrapnel was supposed to destroy the rotors of the planes, but it also shot into the planes. You see that in Band of Brothers, I think. You see that as well. That one of those trooper planes, the airborne guys were in. One of those shells exploded right in front of the plane, and the co-pilot was dead because he had shrapnel in the face. So,
I know that word from what is this? There was this old game called Supreme Commander. And one of the units was called the flak units. What's that? And that got me interested in reading all about it. And that's why I know that flak is this exploding things of shrapnel. That they use.
Yeah, it's basically
anti-air.
The same idea of a mortar, but then with a timer that the shell explodes in the air.
Right. Yeah.
Damn, crazy.
It's so brutal in a way.
Wow. Jesus. But how does that work? I mean, maybe you don't, Base Marine. If those people, go in the air, right, and something happens, do they know who gets the parachute, or is that random?
That's not always random. Some planes, it's more like he has a higher rank than me, so he goes first.
Mm-hmm.
But in some cases, it was also, there were, especially the B-17 bomber crews, you were expected that, it was basically expected from the beginning that most of them would die anyway. So,
Wow.
They learned that from, mostly B-16s and B-17s flew during the daylight. The English flew during nighttime and the Americans flew during daytime. So it was basically expected that most of them wouldn't survive the war. So it was more like the people that had the most chance on surviving, they jumped out, and the rest tried to or save the plane or save the people on the ground by crashing the plane on a safe landing site or crash site. So,
damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow.
Yeah,
Incredible.
that's war. That.
But it's so unreal. I mean, we never, can imagine how that went in that day. Of course, it's been so long ago. But Jesus.
Yeah, you hear like all these people in Twitter saying like, "Oh, if D-Day was now, I would be on the shores of Normandy." And And then you see their profiles, and they're like this super obese person. Like, I'm sure you're gonna be there.
Or 12 years old.
Those were probably the people that when the landing gear opens up and they get shot in the boat.
I'm trying to get out. Oh no. You go first, of course.
So, you can hold the line there,
Yes, hold the line.
Yeah, like with Saving Private Ryan, that they jump over the edge
on
and
the
then they hold someone
fine.
that's already dead in front of them.
Oh no, that's crazy. It's like,
Hey, Dave.
Hey, man, how you doing? Great to have you here, man.
Good
Nice.
evening to you as well.
Oh, we have another guest, Babusko.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey,
hello.
glad you make it. So we were just talking about some crazy stuff about World War II, but then with the bombers, and people have limited parachutes and stuff. Man, it's crazy. When maybe you, Base Marine, you can explain it better than me. That you are the history guy.
The walking encyclopedia.
Yes, for Babusko.
Yeah, what were you trying to explain?
I know. Well, with the parachute,
and the bomb parachuting.
Yeah.
You want me to tell it over again, or
No,
just the fun part,
forget it.
the hopeless part.
Yeah, maybe it was better if we have liquor. But hey,
Yeah, I got this very very important advice. When you're writing a story, you should be able to put the summary into 30 words. So maybe Euron could try just put the summary into 30 words. Just what he just said.
Yeah, that's not possible.
no.
There was
give
too
it one
much
word and
inside
you-
information to put that in. That is
Like what,
basically like, yeah, they are basically expected to die, and there were not many safety regulations to survive.
I see. Very
No
interesting.
time for that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
B-17 in that time, that was a new prototype from one of the first Boeing planes, actually. And they were basically built in a way that they could fly higher, that they had around the plane, they had shooters, so they had machine guns inside the plane on every side, on top, on the bottom, left, right, and in the tail. And they were basically trying to make it faster, hold more explosives, and be able to protect itself. So they basically had to give up the safety part to be more effective in larger groups. So it was basically they fly in formation groups from basically 8 to maximum of 21 in one formation group, and they flew in such formation that they could protect each other with all the board guns, but
Okay.
therefore they had to choose to not protect the plane itself for outside other things than just being shot at. So it was basically they had to make sure they could get to the objective with enough explosives, and the rest was whatever.
That sounds a bit
Sometimes
kamikaze.
they-
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but they actually had some missions that B-17s did that they almost didn't have, that they knew going in. You might not get it back to England because you have such a load of bombs that sucks out
like
the
The fuel would not.
and you have
be
to go so
efficient.
far that you might or might not reach England again.
Wow.
And there's water in the middle, so it's not like they could land somewhere safely.
But
No, it's the
Americans
canal
were
there.
so mad about Pearl Harbor back then that they did that a lot of times, because if you have
Yeah,
seen the Midway movie as well, they
Yeah.
did it there too against Japan. They basically told them from, we don't want them to know we're coming, so you're going to fly in and you might not get back because you might not have enough fuel. Because they had to
Yeah.
fly such a distance to get there and back that they probably couldn't get back.
It's crazy.
They
So
had
they
to
knew
crash
you
on
have
China.
a pistol, try to survive in Japan because you're probably not coming back.
They would be crashing on China probably if they were lucky, right?
Yeah, but America was so mad by being made to be involved in World War II that they basically in the beginning they didn't think even about their own people. The people were signing up, but people were actually killing themselves if they not could sign up because their eyes were not good enough or they were too short or something like that.
Yeah.
They were so mad that they couldn't sign up that they killed themselves. People wanted so badly to fight that America was like, yeah, well, we have enough people coming in, go. So yeah,
I read
it
once
wasn't
that
about
like,
surviving, it was about payback.
yeah, it was about like this moral victory more than really having to do that. And I read once that like in like in D-Day, there were so many mistakes made, and so many people died needlessly. But just because they won, despite all that, that was such a moral victory against the Germans that basically won the war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
was
but
so
it's the
like
same
poorly
thing with-
planned and everything, and they still won. That's what really broke the camel's back, I think, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see the same reaction as they did to Japan and to the Germans as well. You see that with 9/11 as well. It's America has that act, we go, we go, we go. And doesn't matter what happens as long as we get them back.
Yeah, no, it's like we go to Afghanistan, now we go to Iraq. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, Iraq?
It's
What?
not
Why?
it's more like, hey, we are attacked, payback. Now.
Yes, you you get a bomb.
And then you
get a
fly
bomb.
basically in a plane with 10 men with 6 parachutes. So
Yeah.
You realize, Base Marine, that we maybe have Americans watching, right? So don't piss them off.
Okay, no, I mean,
it's
America
just
won the
basic
war,
fact.
so-
It's not to piss anybody off, but that's how America has reacted to being attacked in history.
Right. Moving on from that.
Yeah, let's not piss off the whole Comicsgate crowd's gonna be like,
Oh,
wow,
man, I mean,
hell, man, America.
Hey,
They
you
know your
wanted
name
me to
now, they know your
elaborate.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, with a name like Bass Marine, I mean, come on.
Awesome. Hey, David, welcome again. I mean, this is the first time that you are, that I see you in real life. I mean, everybody see you here because I know you from Twitter. And we talked
And
a little
from
bit.
the chat.
I promoted a little bit of your book. Maybe you could tell us something about yourself, where you come from, and how you got into comics, and then maybe Jeroen, who is the, how do you say, with the wrench thing? What's the word? I see.
Don't know. Do I have a wrench?
Well, you always have a wrench, right?
Oh,
I don't have a wrench, no. Or what do you mean? I don't have
No,
a wrench
you don't.
nowhere.
Base Marine is gonna help me with
Okay.
with showing the pages.
I think once you gave him the wrench, until you take it back, he will always have it.
Yes,
yeah,
you,
but
you
he didn't give me a wrench because he didn't know how.
I still don't know how. I still don't know how.
I can try to share my I think
Yeah, sure.
here. Share screens. Share screen is easy with 2 monitors. Share screen within. Oh my goodness! Share screen. So
you have 2
application-
monitors as well?
No. I just have one.
I still have one monitor. So let's.
Oh, but I have to, like, I'm in a new computer. I have to go into the system preferences because Okay, well, never mind. I can talk about myself maybe another
Sure.
day. I'll do that. About screen sharing.
You haven't talked about his comic yet, or?
No. We just talk about random things, and now we go
okay.
into meat.
Just a warm up.
Yes.
We're talking about war and second and parachute.
I'm
Now
right
we-
on
now we
time.
talk
Right?
about crazy monsters and weird
Not
stuff.
yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead. The platform is yours, man.
All right. So yeah, my name is David, as in the internet, and I'm half Swiss, half Mexican, and I've been living in Switzerland for like 14 years now. And I'm a writer. I've been working, part-time as writer and translator for some of my own projects and projects of other people, translating books and stuff like that. And also I have a regular job where I've just, like a, how do you say, blue-collar job is what you call it in English? Just a absolutely normal job in a bank as a receptionist. But I love comics, and I love like all sorts of comics, like American comics, Mexican comics way back when, and European comics, which is what I got most of my influence from. And that's what inspired. I think, what inspired me to do my own comic was your boy Zach, obviously.
Also,
When he's-
hey, we got
Yeah,
something.
no, I mean,
That's also why I get back in comics, because of your boy Zach. Yeah.
there's so many people that watched him with his first thing with Patreon. He did this Riri Williams story and this Batman short stories, and that's when he started doing what was it, Ironsides, and I think it was the first really official thing from him with CG. And then he went to, with the Jawbreakers that he was doing before, and I think he already did on Kickstarter at some point. But all of that got me inspired. I was like, you know what? I was writing my story, my fantasy story, and I wanted to do like a novel. But then when I saw your boy Zach, I said, hell no, let's do it into a comic. And that's how Red Eyes was born, as a dark fantasy saga in comic format, in Indigo
great.
and CG.
Yeah. So, can you talk about the influence that inspired to make that comic?
Yeah. So the biggest influence was a movie called The Dirty Dozen that we were talking about just now.
Oh yeah.
That and part of what inspired me also is what we were talking about, this thing, the Second World War. There was this group of people, real people, called the Filthy 13, and their spiel was that there were going to be this parachuting group that were going to be dropped behind enemy lines, basically without hopes of reinforcement, without hopes of surrender, just go back there, disrupt as much as you can before you die, and if you make it back alive, awesome, and if not, well, that's it. And the guy, like the leader of this group, he was kind of crazy, and he was like half Indian or something, and so he was painting his people with this Indian paintings, and he would have them all with this mohawk hairdress. And he said, like, you don't bathe so you smell dirty, because that's going to make you more manly and more aggressive, and like he would like encourage his men like that. And the crazy thing is that like in the first mission, like half of them died just parachuting, and somehow like the other half managed to disrupt so many things and make it back alive. It was kind of like a crazy thing. And all of them, they thought, okay, now I'm done, I did my due and I can go back home. But most of them were reassigned into, again, this kind of suicide mission, so they had to jump like I don't know how many other times. So this inspired me to do the Red Eye story, which is something similar. It's a fantasy world. It's not Second World War, and it's a dark fantasy saga in a world where they also have guns. So it's like the Industrial Revolution happened, but there's also magic, there's also fantasy creatures, as you see these giant cats there, and all sort of monsters. And
I love that kind of fantasy world, man.
Oh, thank you. So the hero is the guy in the middle with the mohawk and the intimidating paint.
Yeah, I saw that one. I mean, it just was the inspirational, right? That's what you said with the mohawks and the painting.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, great.
So this guy is sort of he's the son of the general, and he was kind of a spoiled brat until he screwed up too many times, and he's sentenced to death. And he's put in front of a judge, like, you know what, you can hang tonight, or you can join this crazy mission. What's gonna be? And so he joins this mission of penance for him, in the feeling of, if you come back alive and you succeed, you'll regain your honor, and if you don't, you'll die for the glory of the insurrection.
Wow.
So they're all part of a land that was conquered, and they are against unsurmountable odds, but they still have a small revolution, also a small insurgency that is fighting a desperate guerrilla war, and now they got wind of a rumor that could help them win the war, and that's what these people are in a mission to exploit, to try to succeed in a way. No? And there's like 9 heroes, and all the others have their own reasons to be in this battle. No, like the cats are more like the crazy Viking kind of race, and they're like, hell yeah, like crazy against all odds. We're probably gonna die, like super battle ready, going berserker. And some of the others have their own reasons, whether it's for money or glory or fame, or if they want to redeem themselves.
So just a question then, are they different races that from one kingdom to battle, or is that some, I don't know, temporal factions or mercenaries that join the fight? Or they are living there along the people there. So how is that with the cat people?
So the cat people, like there's like a kingdom that is where mostly cat people, but these people they travel and they go all over the world, and for the most they work as mercenaries in other lands because of how crazy battle they are, or how much they like to battle, no? And so there's different races, but for the most they're all mixed in between humans, no? Like humans are the most vast species in these parts of the land where the story takes place, but there's other species as well.
Okay, cool.
And
Can we make it a little bit bigger, the picture? Maybe?
What picture?
That's being shared.
In front of your eyes?
Yes.
Well, Marinus, okay, make it bigger.
Okay, it seems that if I can...
You can enlarge the shared screen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Or maybe just enlarge the picture. I mean.
Yeah, Jeroen, can you click on the picture and make it bigger?
I'm
Or-
trying, but the Indiegogo
If you
doesn't do
go
that.
down below, maybe because those are like preview images. If you go down below on the Indiegogo website, you can see the image larger. Maybe you can zoom in there on the browser.
Let's see where it is.
Yeah. I mean, those ones that you already went through, they are bigger, right? You can,
They're a
if
little
you
bit bigger.
if you hold control, for example, you can.
You can, you would have to be able to zoom on the browser, I think.
But the cover looks awesome, man. I really
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it.
thank you.
The monsters, especially the skull snake over there.
I like those tigers there.
Thank you. Yeah. So that would be a shapeshifter. That's
Mm,
shapeshifts into a giant skulled face snake
nice.
Yeah,
for
that's
intimidation points.
crazy. That's really fantasy. That's what I like.
So the idea was to do something in the kind of in the vibe of Frank Frazetta,
Yes.
and like these really old posters from Star Wars and Conan and Death Dealer. They had a very peculiar painterly style, these
Yeah.
posters, and I said like, yeah, that's exactly the feeling I want for my cover.
Yes.
That's amazing, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of characters on there as well.
Yeah, and the design of the characters are really different from one another. I mean,
Yeah.
characters design are really great, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It
Yeah.
really draws the eye. You look at each one of them, and you
Just
like
keep wondering.
Yeah, because you wonder, because sometimes people will do characters design that look too similar or not interesting enough, and your characters here, they all look diverse and interesting. which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
nice.
thank you. Well, I've been writing this story for years now, and like 2 years ago, I wrote it as a novel as well. So yes, I've been working on this for years, and all these characters, they have all these really long stories inside the story, basically.
Yeah. I see also skeletons, living skeletons. Oh, well, living.
Skeleton War, yeah, kind.
Man, I love
Kind of.
Yeah, it's great. Awesome design. Fantastic.
So one of the ideas also to have like not only different heroes, but like they have like specializations. So some of them are like shooters and they're great at shooting, but not good at fighting. Some of them are fighters but they're not
Yeah.
good with the power stones that are sort of the magic in this universe. And so it's not like one hero is like over powerful and he can do everything, fighting and magic and everything. So it's like, yeah, it's more about the team dynamic and complement. Of course, there's going to be a protagonist, but the book, more or less, it's about the team dynamic and how they complement each other.
Yes. Okay. It's great. Yeah. And you also got a second cover, but that's not okay. We cannot make that bigger, unfortunately. But that looks awesome as well. I mean,
So
it's right then on the right. Oh no, that's the Ashcan. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah.
that's going to be the cover for the second episode.
Oh, nice. Cool. So, Base Marine, can you get a little bit lower and show everybody the artwork?
Yes.
Thank you.
So those are like the first few pages where we start to, let's say, explain the lore, explain the situation. We see the bad guys and they have something really crazy powerful that allowed them to conquer the land of the good guys, but that also has some consequences.
Yeah.
You can see
What I
that.
especially like, sorry for interrupting, is that the dialogue with the scrolls. It just gives a really feel a feel about when I was younger, played those old RPGs on a PC, with the scrolls
Yeah.
and
Oh
and
yeah.
it has really that old feeling because it's exactly how it was then, and I love what you did with everything else here.
Yeah, it really feels like a Conan
Yeah.
comic,
Yeah. Yes, could be set in Hyboria or something. Yeah. So who is then the protagonist? Is that the person with the sword, or is that this one?
Also the guy with the sword, that's the mentor. That's the commander, the leader of the group.
Yeah.
and he's the guy who's going to be mentoring the heroes. And the guy with the mohawk, that's the protagonist.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah,
And the chick is the love interest.
nice. A little bit of Braveheart here with the painting. Cool. Yeah, I love
So
that.
there,
Yeah, I love that this guy with the beard and the sword. Nice design.
a little
Fun.
bit of Vampire Hunter D inspiration,
Yeah,
as you can
Exactly.
see.
Like a witch hunter or vampire hunter. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a little bit older, so he already, has the beard, the long hair. He's not, very
Yeah,
more serious.
fantastic. And then we have the diverse animal characters as well. I love it that you didn't go the route with only humans, but real have a otherworldly, real fantasy with talking, animals and
The Goatman bartender is the code
Yeah.
name for this guy so far. So yeah, so my idea was that usually in fantasy you always have the same races. You always have elves and orcs and trolls, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's a little bit boring. Let's mix it up, and we're gonna have goatmen, and instead of horses, they ride on giant birds. And there is no elves, there is no dwarfs, there is no orcs. It's all
Yes.
new invented mix of animals and monsters. So
Yeah, you go in completely different routes than what people mostly is getting used to. How do you say, when it comes to fantasy? When people talk about fantasy, it's always what you say: trolls and elves and dragons, etc. But you mix it up with totally different kind of species and yeah. With
I
the
mean,
race.
nothing wrong against it. If there's fantasy stories with all these stereotypes or cliches or whatever you want to call tropes, whatever you want to call it, that's good enough. No, but I wanted to do something slightly different, specifically with the species, and I think that's where I studied biology for a few years, and that's where my biology influence came. Where I was like, no, I want to develop all these different races and start to think how they breed and how they live and how they where would they live, what's kind of their typical habitat, and so forth and so on. And this also inspired me to do a kind of a unique book called the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary,
Oh yeah.
which is a featured perk of the campaign, where we have like a lexicon of all the different monsters and races that appear in Red Eyes.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool, man. I always keep thinking about doing something like that, but I always think, oh, people won't find that very interesting. But to create something like that is so cool, man. So cool.
Well, like I said, I've been working on this for years, and this bestiary, I wrote it also ages ago, not thinking in a sexy monster girl bestiary, but if I already have the information, I might as well, use it and spice it up with some sexy beat-ups.
Yeah. So in what form can we think of that? I mean, when it comes to sexy beast girl, I mean, like a well, not goat girl or horse girl or tiger girl, but
what's going to be the monsters of this universe in a sex? I was inspired by the Mr. Raging Golden Eagle. He invited me to a stream, and he was talking about making a sexy monster girl bestiary as well. And I said, hey, yeah, let's do that. That sounds fantastic.
There's an anime about that. It's called anime. No, how it's called?
His campaign from Raging Golden Eagle. Yes.
No. There's an anime like Monster Girls. So it's Monster Girls. It's about basically it's about a harem. I don't know if you guys know about those kinds of.
Yes, I know which one you mean. It's like a harem manga, but he has a harem of monsters.
Girl
sexy
monsters.
I know which one.
They all love it. It's so.
I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
That is funny. It's very funny.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So it's not going to be in anime style. The my bestiary is going to be in the same style as this illustration, some more I don't know, European style, I guess you would call it.
Yeah. Cool. Looks really good. And speaking of the perks on the right side, so you already sold that one out, right?
The drawn-in tier is already sold. Yeah, I only had one because this is the first campaign I'm doing like this. So I was like being super careful with everything, and I just opened one. It was taken. I said, okay, that's it. No, it wasn't that difficult at the end, like asking for the likeness of someone and implementing into the book. But at first I didn't know, so I just opened one and said, let's keep it short, simple.
Yeah.
And there you go.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
And for all the prices, the shipping is included in the United States, and for the international backers, the price is a little bit heavy, and so we thought that for all the international backers, we're going to include the bestiary as well. So everyone who backs the comic internationally, we're going to send them the bestiary as well,
for
and
free.
Everyone who for free, included in the international shipping price.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes. Yeah, well,
so
because
to compensate that a little bit.
I mean, we here in the stream are all Europeans. I guess, Babrisco, where you come from? You living in
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. So yeah, we always pay, let's say 20, 25, depends on region, for shipping. So we mostly pay double. So this is a nice gesture for international people, for international backers. That's really cool.
Yeah. So when I was doing the campaign, I didn't know what to expect, and I said, okay, I put the price of shipping at 40, which now looking back, it's really exaggerated. That's why I was like, no, come on, let's send them the bestiary and all the other extra stuff.
But where are you shipping from?
From the States.
Oh yeah.
So in the States, the shipping is included, and it's not going to include the bestiary. But international backers, we're going to have to pay the fee. We'll send them the bestiary. That's kind of the deal that we kind of agreed upon.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Like, I live in Switzerland, and every time I back a campaign, it's like backing two campaigns, really.
Yeah, it's really the shipping cost is what really kills it, right?
Yeah, I know. It's the same for me. There's so many campaigns that I would like to back, and then it's like, it's like it's like backing two campaigns. Yeah, it's really like that.
Yeah, especially this week. Then they launched 3 campaigns in 24 hours, and I want to back all 3 of them, but I can only back 2 and a maximum of 3, depending on how much you spend per month. So.
I know
this list for what I want to back. So,
but that's a good thing that your campaign has digital tiers, the Blackheart Manor.
Yes. We have digital tiers, and there's a lot of people. We talked about that. Should we go digital? But there is a market for people when it comes to like international backing, because I have friends, colleagues, and even people from around Europe that said, you know what, I really like your book, but I'm short of money, but I really want the book. So is there other way? So we said, you know what, let's do digital and see what happens. And then people are buying the digital versions, and that's great. I'm personally not a digital guy, because I love physical books. That's my go-to. I mean, I really love physical books. But we added options for people, who just want to have the books on the fly. There's no shipping costs. There is no waiting for the books. When the books comes out, when it delivers, they got it in the email and they can open it, and they're gonna read it immediately. So yeah.
Okay, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but I really need to go. So thank you very much for having me here.
Yeah, of course. You're always welcome.
This short. So see you soon.
Okay. Bye, Miriam.
Bye.
Later. Bye.
But I think I really don't understand why more people add digital, because like Darkside said, I could only back his campaign because of the digital tier, because the shipping costs just kill the campaigns for me, especially now after COVID. The exchange rate for the currency is crazy. it's over the top nowadays, and so I just cannot justify backing a campaign, a physical campaign from Comics Gate these days.
Yeah, I had the same with the Perfect 10. I think he's also from the Netherlands. This
Exactly.
Dave Brick guy, right?
Oh, thank you very much, David.
I thought like, hey, digital, let's do it right now. Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, your comic
Oh
looks pretty
man,
cool, actually.
yeah. Did you buy the digital version?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
See,
digital,
yeah.
perfect. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Then you have money left for for whatever other projects you want to back or for personal things, right? I mean,
Yeah, for personal things. I have money for more campaigns. I backed another one, Sunsworn, and yours this month, and that's it.
Great. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Looks awesome.
And even though I agree with Rex, I think everyone prefers a physical copy, right? It's another thing to just have a comic book in your hands, but when you don't have another option, right? I really want to read Blackheart, for example. So
yeah, me too.
I wish I could read. I wish I could back some other campaigns that I'm really admiring the art. For example, Fatal. It's still going on. I really wish I could back it, but there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, me too. I also want to back Fatal. I just don't have the money. It's like,
yeah, man. Then
So Clint, who is the campaign holder, he has no digital tier for Fatal?
No,
I don't know. I don't think so.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I checked it. I can check it again, but I've been seeing it.
Yeah.
Well,
there was some how do you say? People were against digital because of you can copy that and pirate that. Yeah, okay, but if people don't have the money but still want your book, why don't you give them the option? I know when it comes to pirating, but personally, I haven't seen any pirated Comicsgate or crowdfunded or Kickstarter. I haven't seen anyone.
No, me neither. I think that I mean, I think it's also I had one like as a secret tier, but like no one was taking it, and then I decided to hide it.
Yeah.
So it's like also the demand has to be there, but no, I'm not against digital per se in that sense.
No.
But I think it's good for like for your campaign. Also, I suppose you're gonna have a second book with the Blackheart Manor, or is it like a one shot?
Now this is not it's a one shot, but it's a continuation. Well, let's say it's a universe. So the first book I wasn't involved in. The first book is The Deep Dark, and that sets up the universe a little bit, with eldritch monsters. And I decided, you know what, I want to be in that universe, but we're gonna do a complete story with set characters, and there will be a volume 3 if it's all successful, of course, and we have the money to do that, because that's a factor. And if that's gonna happen, we introduce other characters, but we wouldn't rule out that maybe some people from the previous books are coming back, but we're not sure about that. But we want to continue the Cthulhu, the Eldritch universe, and then we want to do a complete. In the end, this is a big what if, a color version and a complete collection. But that's daydreaming, of course.
I know that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, but. No, there's no one character through the whole book. That's not.
Oh, okay.
As of yet, could change because. But I wanted to tell this story because it's. I think it's important for me to get the story out there. I mean, but also that people want to invest in the characters. And I think that's very important. Well, let's see.
Yeah, no, I think that also one shots are good too, but like I think people get in love with characters, and then they want to see them again. They want to.
Yeah,
follow
exactly.
what they do afterwards.
Maybe Base Marine, can you show my campaign a little bit first? Thank you.
Yes.
We have to show the trailer. It's so the music.
Yeah, we
is really
could do
cool.
that. No, we sparred a little bit with the writer and the artist. We were going back and forth and said, hey, you know what? Our people are dying. Yeah, well, people dying, but who is going to die? We don't know. Well, I do know, but
What?
yeah, because we have a special perk, and we're going to show you that people can not only get in the book with the likeness, but also be a part of the story with dialogue, and they die a gruesome death with that. So
That
normally, when we when we do a
sounds
cameo,
amazing.
when people do a cameo, maybe it's more like a face in the book, with people in the background or something. But we wanted to do something special. We wanted to do, that people are getting, how do you say, be a part of the story, and I think that would be cool. So here's the last one. This is the most expensive perk that we have for $400. And then it says there, well, you got the books, of course, and all the special perks that's going with it. But also you'll become a part of the story, because a firefighter unit is not always 2 or 3 people; it's always more. So we're gonna bring those people along into the mansion.
That sounds awesome. Like there's so few stories with firefighters.
Exactly.
Like there was a time that there came some movies with firefighters, but like it never really caught on. But the idea that they're locked up in a mansion, it sounds, because you've seen this a lot of times with police and with military, or with teenagers lost in the woods, but not with firefighters. Like,
Yeah.
it really got my attention there. That
Yeah,
aspect.
thanks. And I think that can, people. Let's say when it comes to comic books, there's always the big hero type with the big guns, and that's cool. I love that as well. But I have a friend, by the way, who is a real life firefighter, and I talked with him, and I was so fascinated about what he is doing. Rescuing people, helping people, burning buildings, going in. Try to what's the word I'm looking for? Try to put out the fires, etc., with the different tools. So I did a lot of research with that, with the tools, with the clothing, and I asked him about, hey, how you do this and how you do that, how do you do training, etc. And he explained it to me the whole time. And I said, you know what? This is what I want to have in a book. I don't want to have a police story. Well, there is a police involved, but I want my heroes, real life heroes, to be firefighters that do real hero stuff in real life. And I want to have a family bond with that, surrounding that. It's about this girl that is. Can you scroll up a little bit, Base Marine? A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Go to the first. So this is the daughter of Jacob. Jacob is a veteran in the firefighter team, and somehow he lost his daughter. She's missing, and as you can see here, this is her. And she's there's something happened to her, and the police are searching for her, but they cannot find her. And we see this burning building, but the fire is not really burning the building. It's some eldritch magical fire. We show that here on the third panel. You see those so-called fire tentacles a little bit going up. There's some magic here. And yeah, it's cool. And if it's going to scroll a little bit down as well, thank you. This monster is more like an apparition. It's not the real monster, but he is gonna take her. And then we jump a little bit ahead in time, and we see the crew. And we see the crew. This is the firefighter team where I spoke about, and they are having a workout here. I do boxing myself, in real life. And I said, you know what, I want to put that in here because I think that's a nice dynamic. I mean, firefighters needs to get in shape. And I said, you know what, let's do boxing. I mean, I know from personal
Yeah.
experience.
I
when it
mean,
comes to
not
boxing,
not only firefighters. Some comic creators should get in shape too.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I think one of the really
You didn't talk
interesting
about me,
things that I
right?
think about firefighters is
Yeah.
that different fires require different types of method to put it out. Like if you throw water at certain fires, you only make it worse. Like some of them you have to use, like sand. Some of them you have to use like a mantle to cover it. Like it's not just like oh, fire, water, that's it. No, it's like there's a whole science behind it. It's interesting. It's difficult. It's not just
Exactly. Well, because there's also some equipment that that when you, so for instance, when they have also sensors when it comes to heat, and then when they sense the sensor notice that behind a certain door or a room there's extreme heat. What they are doing, they throw some kind of mini bomb in there, and when the heat is affecting the bomb, it explodes, and there will be some gas. No, well, not really gas, but some kind of powder coming out, dosing the flames. It's really ingenious. Yeah, I didn't know that also. I mean, when it comes to firefighters, oh yeah, they have an axe and they have some equipment to break open the windows and the doors, and we have a big fire hose, and well, that's it. What's it's entirely not true, of course, but yeah, I want to have something like that in there with the equipment when it comes to axes and axes.
And this all makes for some cool gadgets, like superheroes have their gadgets,
Yeah.
and firefighters, they have all these sort of different gadgets that you can use in the comic for, I don't know. Like what you just said sounds amazing. Like this bomb that you throw and explodes and powder everywhere and dosing the place. Like that sounds super cool.
Yeah, it is. It is, and not sure if we're going to use that. I mentioned it because it's not more of a story about putting out fires, but it is what it has to do with firefighters, and monsters. So,
A monster with fire tentacles.
Yeah, exactly. And these two here, this is Hans. He's from Germany. He's an exchange. He's in an exchange program, so he's in America, and he made a really good connection with this girl, and they are basically friends. And she's called Becca, and this guy here on the right that promotes him a little bit. Hey, you need to defend yourself a little bit more and watch out and sidestep. That's Jacob. That's the father of the missing girl. So, and we see here a beautiful interior side drawn by G.L. Giles, who is the artist. He's fantastic, by the way. And yeah,
his name is Hans of the.
Yes.
Yes. That's my name also.
Yeah,
that's my real name, by the way.
Really? Okay, cool. Yeah. Now I wanted to have authentic as possible when it comes to people and from different countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's important.
Although Hans is not really a name that they use anymore. That's like a really old-fashioned name at this point. At least in in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Like only really old people or I don't know, a few.
Yeah, well, we have also Hans. But I researched it. Okay, what is a cool Dutch name? And there was a lot of cool German names. But hey, let's go, old school route and call it Hans. Very, really relatable German name, I think.
Everyone's gonna think he's a villain, really. Like ever since Die Hard, I don't know what movie was that. It's like every Hans is a movie. At the end, it turns out to be a bad guy or something.
Yeah, or making a meme about it, about Hans and fire, and I don't know. So yeah, basically, if you will do the honors to scroll a little bit more.
Yes.
So this is in the when she was little, the girl, and we see a younger Jacob, and this was the last time that she was seen, and he was going there and reminiscing about the past, and he misses her a lot. And later, his friends Hans and Becca is going to, going into the mansion, maybe for closure. But yeah, then stuff is going to happen, and that's what we're not seeing yet because, well, the book is still being made. The story is completely done. The editing is completely done, and G.L. Giles is, working his ass off to complete all these pages. And he did full covers as well. Jeroen, if you want to do the honors this week. So,
were you inspired a little bit by the Silent Hill movie, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had there's this also people getting lost, but like living in the same universe, but somehow lost.
Yes.
There's like a little bit of that. I feel like.
Yeah, there is some stuff going on that hasn't been seen by normal people. I mean, yeah, if we talk about missing people and monsters and buildings on fire, normally people would see that, right? I mean, we're living in an age that something like that is not, it
doesn't go unnoticed. No?
Exactly. So yeah. So there's a lot of reminiscing here, and Jacob is thinking about what's going on with his daughter. He misses her a lot, but he's also full of well, not fear, but what's the word I'm looking for? He's sad. He's very sad. He's depressive. He misses her. He wants to look for our love, or find something that he can hold on to, and Hans and Becca are there for him, but they can see that he has a really hard time, and that's where the bonding between them is coming from. They are not real family, but they feel like family. And
I think that's got to be one of the worst things that can happen to you. Like, one thing is when you know someone is dead, and then there's like some sort of closure, but when someone disappears and you just don't know where they are, or if they're, that's got to be some of the worst thing that can happen to a parent,
Yeah, I mean, I've heard parents that had, or I mean, people that had families that were disappeared. I heard they say they wish they would even appear dead, because at least they would know what happened, because not knowing is the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I mean, I can't imagine what people are going through in real life if one of your family members, or your brother, or your sister, or your father, or your mother is missing, or maybe your daughter, or your son, and then absolutely don't know for years what's going on with her or him, where they are, are they still alive or not?
It's like, because you don't have closure, this just keeps going, because you're never going to lose the hope to find them again, or something like that. So it doesn't matter if like 20, 30, 50 years passes, you still don't have that closure. I think that's what it's so horrible, no? Because you simply never have this moment of release, of closure, that it's happened, or I found it again, or whatever, no? So that's what's gonna make it probably one of the most horrible things to happen to, especially to a parent, like.
Exactly.
So, I think you're on the right track to make a very creepy horror story.
Yeah, it's not only about sadness and such stuff, because there's a lot of horror in here, but we cannot kill it too much. This is the first couple of pages that I hope people will be interested in, and say, you know what, hey, this is creepy, this is cool. We have the family aspect. There's the missing daughter. There's something going on with that guy in the cloak with the weird space in their face. That's something I always wanted to do. Like, I don't want to have a skull or a creepy eyes. It just, let's do a warp space face. But yeah, there's something behind that, of course. And that's that's
a good call, I think.
Yeah. Thank you.
So in the window, is there like a tentacle? Or...
Yes.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on there, and we'll see what happens. It will. I will talk about it more when the campaign is going on and we get more art and that we can reveal. But the ending is sick.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. It's not a creepy story, but it's it's a real horror story. And we always also do it in a magazine format. You know, it's bigger than a floppy, it's wider than a floppy. I don't know if you know those magazines from the early days called Eerie and Creepy.
No.
Okay, well, those are black and white, mostly one-shot stories with different artists and different stories. And it has horror themes, it has creepy, it has more like a Twilight Zone feel. And it was very popular for a very long time. And we want to do something like that. So the book will be bigger.
Like A4, you mean?
I've got to show you.
Yeah, that was like a whole new thing for me. Like in Switzerland, comics are, you know, the A4, the size. They usually have like a hardcover, and like an American size is like something completely different. You know, they have this American standard size, which has like completely customized weird measurements.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We have
Or was it Gretel? This is not a fairy tale, Miriam. Not a fairy tale. It's
Hey,
real.
Hans is with an N. What the hell?
Yeah,
yeah, that was about the Hans thing.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the German. Okay. I'm gonna put the camera on me. So where's my button here? Wait a minute. So this is a standard floppy. By the way, I highly recommend this book. As you see, tentacles here, Eldritch Monsters. Also horror. It's real good, this one. So this is a standard floppy, what you can buy in stores and in comic shops, right? So the bookmark is flying out. So this is the magazine from the first campaign with the creepy logo here, the Call of the Void, really cool logo. And if I hold this comic in front of that, as you can see how big it is. See it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
this is the floppy, and this here is our book. That's how big it's gonna be. So you have
It's
more.
kind of A4 size.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. Okay. So you had a lot of space to read. So this is a little interior art from the same artist.
Cool.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's really big panels, so you see a lot. It's very great, and you can order this one as a perk as well from our campaign. So if you are interested in the first one and you want to know, you want to have more creepy lore and creepy comic, there's an okay, here. You have
I
the
saw some boobage action on one of the panels. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm super interested now. I'm happy I backed your campaign now. Yeah, so like in Europe also they're usually like this, no, like hardcover and an A4 size.
Yeah.
And so this would be like I got this one, Tilt.
Tilt.
Yes, it's more or less the same, no?
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger, I think. A4 could it be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit bigger. Yeah.
And
by the way, this is like a super recommend. It's like a El
wait a minute.
Mercenario.
I'm gonna make it bigger. Let me see.
So this is
Oh,
Tilt
I got-
from
yeah.
Dog Hunt,
Yes.
and this is like a typical Swiss European comics. This one, it's hardcover. It's like huge. And
I do like
this one is like
I
a
do
super recommend.
The Mercenary, perfect.
Yep.
For those who don't know it, look it up. It's
And,
beautiful.
Yes, it's actually pretty cool. And this is like the proof. How do you say proof printing copy, where all our notations. So it's not gonna look like this. We're gonna cut it nicely. But this is more or less how the comic is going to look. No? And as you can see,
Is that the
it
red
is
one?
finished. It is colored.
Cool.
It's ready to go.
Okay.
Yes, that was what I was going to ask you because how so it's almost done or is it done already? It's already colored.
It's done. It's completely done. The only thing that we're missing is a few corrections. So like the centerfold, the main page was a little bit boring, and so I sketched it again. This is a sketch, and this is like we're missing this centerfold page, for example. Now
Oh, I
we're
see.
working on it, but other than that, like the rest, it's all colored and finished and done and ready to go.
Really? Can you
So
can you uh, can you show us here a little bit on stream what you are working on, or how does it look like? I mean, we've seen the preview pages of the campaign, of course, but
Let
if you
me see
can,
if I have the.
yeah.
I don't. The thing is that I cannot share now. What the hell?
Okay.
Maybe I can print it. That'd be crazy. If I'm able to, maybe I can print it. You know what? I'm gonna try to print it right now, and if I
Yeah,
manage,
sure.
I'll show
man.
it to you how it's looking right now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, don't bump the mic. Oh, it's like I've been going crazy with all the corrections and all the things that are last minute details that I have to work on.
Yeah. What's that? Fire extinction bomb. Oh, wait. We have a. Can you? No. Well, let's. Okay, we go. We're jumping from one thing to another. But
one topic to the next.
Well, you're still printing, right? So we can do this.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it. I'll take it like a few seconds.
Okay, Base Marine, go ahead.
Nice.
Cool.
Really cool, man. Really cool.
Yeah, that's what it actually does, and it extinguishes fire in seconds. It's great.
Yeah, I've seen this like this type of extinguishing fire where they use like powders and like special liquids and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think it's like super effective. Like I read something that it's super effective, but it also destroys anything it contacts. Like if you throw it on a computer, it would destroy all the electronic
It
stuff. on the
destroys
computer.
electricity,
Wow.
yes, because the
Yeah, no.
powder. It's basically there are. Yeah, I don't know how it's called in English, but it basically brings corrosion to everything that's
Yes,
a little
exactly.
bit. Yeah, like what's not a strong metal. So
Yeah. So this is how it looks now with that's my sketch. So you can see my crappy art. This is what I can do. Oh, wait, there you go.
Well,
Cool.
there's is there some finished art at the bottom that you and then the bottom is or
Yeah,
okay.
because he's redoing.
I was redoing one
redoing.
panel, and this is how it's looking right now before
Oh, wow.
they color it.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool with the light.
How many
Great.
pages?
Bring
How many
some
pages in
action
total?
in there.
How many pages
At
in
the
total?
beginning,
David?
it was going to be like 30 something, and right now it's 43. Like we've been adding
43.
pages and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hear that happens a lot. And
So we included the map, so that's like
Wow.
two new pages of the comic. We also included this, like the drawn in tier with this lore pages, so was another 2 pages. And then we're working right now on a new last page, which would be this. This is also a new page. This one is with the flats in there, but still needs to be colored, properly.
yeah.
So this is the details that we're working in right now. That like I said, before this, it was all finished, Just that a few things I wasn't really happy with them, so I decided to change them.
Cool.
Nice.
And how far? Yeah, no, just go ahead. Sorry.
And when
No.
are you planning to ship it?
Yeah, that was my
We
question.
were planning to ship it by late October, beginning of November, and so it's probably not going to be October. It's most likely going to be, November, middle of November.
And
everything-
I noticed when looking for, when Googling for Red Eyes, that there's already a Red Eyes Volume 2.
Yeah, we have the mailing list for the second campaign.
And when you're planning on launching it?
When we fulfill once the first one is fulfilled and people start getting it, then we're going to open and launch the second
So
campaign.
probably early to 2021, something like that.
Oh, well, I thought like the November or December, like as soon as people start getting it, let's launch it. That was my idea too.
I think it's a good idea.
Nice. Hey, David, I want to talk about your perks, because there are some perks that looks very interesting. So, can you show David's art again? I mean, his campaign. I mean.
Thank you, Mr. Basmarin.
Thank you.
I'm in a new computer. That's why I had everything set up in the other computer, but now I apparently I need to quit Chrome so I can do the sharing thing.
Yeah, I need to get a good microphone and a how do you say, a camera as well, because I'm doing this from my laptop and it's.
Yeah, me too. And like the film of the screen got peeled off, so the camera of the laptop it's all blurry. People can't see me. So I tried this new computer now.
My resolution is also shit, so I'm sorry, by the way. So this is the Dungeon Master perk. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about it. What is this exactly?
So this is like the includes the comic, includes the Ashcan, and it includes the Sexy Monster Girl Bestiary. Nice. That's the book on the left, which is a 60-page book, perfect bound. And it includes several of the different monsters and races of the world of Red Eyes. And, it's what you would expect out of a Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons lexicon or bestiary. Except the spiel is that it has this sexy monster girls, this sexy pinups for the illustrations.
So is there, how do you say, nudity in it? Or is it more like a suggestion? Not just real sexy poses or something like that.
It's more on that vibe. So like I think the comic would be rated R. It's not extreme, of course, but the sexy monster girl would be more like PG-13. It's like it's sexy, it's lewd, but it's not over the top.
Exactly. Okay. Cool. Nice. So
keep it not too extreme. Like maybe there's like a little nip slipperoo here and there, but just that. So
you need to
nothing
give the
that would.
What they want, or the girls. I mean, you never know. I mean,
you never know.
After all. Oh wow, 45 claimed already. That's great.
Yeah, no, I think that people really like that. And so the idea is that, like I said, the shipping is included in the States. And for international backers, we're going to, because they are getting the bestiary, so for them, we're going to include like a high quality print included in the shipping costs.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, we're doing a print, but I'm going to talk about that later. My assistant, Green. Go ahead. Sorry, the Ashcan. Yes.
So no, just saying that the comic is 40. How many pages? 48 pages, I think, right now. 48, yes. Awesome. And the Ashcan is going to be 15 pages, and it's basically a preview of the episode 2.
Great.
It's going to be on black and white, unfortunately, the Ashcan, but at least.
Unfortunately, because black and white is inferior.
No, I don't say that.
No, yes, it is.
I bought Xenotype in black and white. I don't think that black and white is inferior. I would say that sometimes it really needs color, sometimes it doesn't. Like there's this Project Dragon Guard. I think that looks amazing in black and white.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Xenotype looks freaking insane in black. And the other one that really looks really cool in black and white is the Kosor.
Yes. Base Marine, you got the perk for Kozo, right? The black and white, or not?
Yeah, I got the perk for and the colored and the black and white. And then I also added the Kane and white cover because it's Kane and white, eh?
Yeah.
No, I don't say black and white is inferior. Like, I love manga. You know, like, I have a whole collection of mangas here.
With your David, he always wants to rag on me because I have a black and white comic. So the black and white just sucks. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you know, I like it the way it looks with colors with my book. And the Ashcan, I just don't have the time and money to make it in color. So there you go. But I would finish it in color anyway.
No,
but yeah, there's books that I love. No. I mean, one of my favorite mangas is Blame, and that's freaking insane. You know, like in black and white, it looks amazing. I wouldn't have it in color.
Yeah, it's great. I got my only manga that I read right now is Berserk. I got the big special edition. It's huge. It's fucking huge. And thick 700 pages. Check that out. It's great. It says leather surroundings with the logo on it.
David seems like a man of culture because he's reading Blame, right? And David, doesn't you feel like some kind of disdain for people that only read Berserk, one of the most common and famous manga in the world? Like,
I read Berserk and I was like,
he doesn't even know Blame.
Where is the remove button? Remove the thing. You're not gonna be invited to my barbecue, man.
I read Bleach. I read Berserk. I read Bastard. I read Battle Angel Alita. I read, and after you read one of them, you start like, yeah, they're all very similar. And Berserk is okay, but it's I don't know. Like, there's other mangas I prefer for sure. Like Blame, Death Note. Well, Death Note was really popular at the time, but Basilisk I also thought was amazing.
Oh yeah.
And Shiguru. What's the name? Death Frenzy in English, whatever. That's also an awesome manga. A little bit of a history manga.
Yeah. Well, that's great about comics, right? It has everything for everyone. That's what I like.
That's right. So are you more into novels? You know, like what's Lovecraftian novels, Mr. Dinosaur?
Some of them, yes. But my taste is very broad because I also grew up with European comics. And it has a lot of very much as if you know, fantasy elements out of this world, like Mobius, etc. And the hardcover that you showed with the Mercenary, it's fantastic. Oh, yeah. But I also grew up with American comics, like the DC and Marvel. But I'm going away from that a little bit more because of the comic industry, and I try to do for instance. This one, this Mercy. This is a Lovecraftian horror comic. It is 6 issues. This is a complete story, and it's fantastic. But I grew up with Superman, Batman. I mean, probably the most of the comic readers here, and on Indiegogo, I think. But my taste is way more different now than a couple of years ago, and because I was sick of the comic industry. I didn't like it anymore with all the crap that was going on. And I was a little bit burnt out of comics. And I looked elsewhere and I found things that I'm now think, hey, what I thought it was not cool then is now, Jesus, I wish I was more interested then.
I know. Yeah,
I just, I don't know. My taste is way much broader. So I buy also comics from other companies just to try it, and there's some hit and misses there, but overall I like what I see. And just not only buy Batman or buy a Hulk, which is also cool, but it doesn't pique my interest in anymore somehow. I just wanted to do something different, and with the comic that I'm doing with Gilbert Deltres, who's the writer, and GL Giles, who is the artist. I think we bring something unique to the table as what you are doing right now with Red Eyes. I mean, it has a mix of familiarity, but also something new, like you do with the bestiarity, or with the dragon, or with the snake, with the skull head. I mean, and then the beast people, instead of the elves or the trolls, etc.
Well, at least I try to. That's,
Yeah, I
that's
think that's cool. I think that's really cool, and that's what I'm trying to do with my book as well. Instead of go all horror and bring on the military with guns. No, let's do real people, yeah, with real emotion.
that's good too. But yeah, no, I'm I like more like the creepy vibes. Also, I also like the creep with the military and everything. No, but
Oh yeah,
for
I
both
mean
tastes.
that's like I said, this comics for everyone. But that what I'm trying to do is let's see what happens. I hope really that people like it. I'm gonna sure. I think people will really like this.
But you're doing very well. No, you have like what 40%, and you just or 45%
Oh, I haven't
already.
checked it, by the way. What is it now? Let me check.
Let's see, 57%.
What?
There you go. Congratulations. And you just begun like 2 days ago or something.
60%.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Just went up.
Awesome.
Okay, what is it now? 60%.
We started
Wow.
the stream with 57%.
Awesome. So we got some backers. That's great. Yeah, this is the second day, and I was amazed that it went so up fast, and I was shocked. I mean, okay, people don't know me, don't know who I am, and maybe they didn't want to invest. But you know what? I'm very grateful, actually.
I think that you and Tompa, they're doing a. I don't know. Are you and Tompa the same guy?
No. Tompa
Just in case.
Tompa is a beast, man. He is so great. He's in my opinion, the best promoter on Twitter when it comes to comics. He's great. I talked to a lot of him in private, and he basically helped me to do what I'm doing now with promoting and setting up. He gave me a lot of great advice, and I followed that advice, and now I'm doing basically the same as what he is doing, but he is has way more reach, and he can. Well, he's a unique personality. He's great. He doesn't want to come on streams. He wants to be anonymous because he's working on some project himself. Tompa is it's great.
But I think you're doing the right thing, with doing these streams and starting to get experience with that. Like, I've seen your name all over Twitter, like at first, of course, Tompa, no? And they say, oh, Darkside, okay. Oh, Darkside again. So, like, you're on the right track with this promoting other people, because there's a lot of people who know you now, and now you're doing your campaigns. Like, oh, okay, of course, this guy, well, he's helping me so much, now I want to help him.
That's great. I'm people don't have to back me if I'm promoting them. That's not how it works. I'm not asking to do that. It would be nice, but I cannot ask, hey, I promote your book 10 times, now you have to promote mine. No, that's
no, I like your book. No, I mean, there's a lot of people that have been in streams and so forth and so on, but at the end of the day, if you like a campaign, you're gonna back it. No, it's more like if you like the art, you're gonna back it regardless, I think. But of course, all these promotions helps you. Like, if people don't know this exists, they're not going to.
Exactly, but I had an eye on your red eye on your campaign as well, and I just wanted to know more about this because I'm interested in as well. But I want to know you, David, as a person. What is your background? How did you make this comic? It's interesting, and also for the viewers. And I hope you get some backers after this or during the stream. I really hope so. I mean, because what you are making is very unique. It's way different than a lot of comic people on Indiegogo or on Kickstarter. And
unfortunately, I don't have that much of a background in comics. I started during university. I studied after biology. I dropped that, and then I started doing design. And I finished design management. And I was doing internships in a production company in the United States. And there's where I first got in contact with the American comics. Like, I knew, Mexican comics, Condorito, Mafalda, or, the comics we would get there. And, of course, European comics, Asterix, Obelix, El Mercenario, and stuff like that. And manga, of course, everywhere is manga. And I think it was in the internships where I was kind of an adult already, where I started getting in contact with American comics, and I was doing the internship in Green Lantern in the art department. So I got access to like a whole library of all the Green Lantern comics and this like bestiaries of the Green Lantern universe, and that really piqued my interest. I started reading Kingdom Come, and then like the really old Green Lantern books that were like super trippy and almost like a childish in a way, just like dreaming, like, oh, I can fly now, and I dream of baseball, so I have a baseball with my ring thing. Really innocent in a way. That was really cool. And then I saw the more modern ones with made by Ethan Van Sciver.
Oh yeah.
And those were so freaking violent and bloody and like holy moly, you had this like really innocent and childish, and then you had this like blah, explosion of blood and gore, like holy crap, what the hell? But it still was Green. So that's where I found kind of my love for American comics, and I really like the Green Lantern universe. So I started buying some of the older books and the also the modern books, but like put together in like bigger compendiums instead of just buying the individual issues,
like cover and trade paperbacks, you mean? Or
I think that's what you call them, no?
Yeah.
But I always like my biggest fan has always been fantasy, like Lord of the Rings and other books in the vein of Harry Potter, Eragon, and other less known comics. I know the Dark. What's the name of this saga? I really like the Dark Crown or Dark. Something Dark Crown, Dragon Crown saga. I don't know, like some guy called Stackpole, Michael Stackpole. I was really into that.
I know a game that's called Dragon Crown, but that's a fantasy beat 'em up.
But I think that's the one with the girl with the huge boobs, right?
Yep, and the big legs.
That's another universe, I think.
Yeah.
And this book's by this Stackpole guy. He also he created all these different races. Like there is not a single, so there's not elves, but there's like elves or something like that, and there was very different than the regular elves, and that inspired me also to let's do something different. Not always the same. Not elves and orcs, just something different. There's no orcs. There's this giant Viking style cats in my story.
I love that.
And other than that, what else? Well, I've been working in translation and designing, but not just fantasy, like other stuff, like history books and pirate stories and other personal projects.
Cool.
And now I'm doing my own.
So coming back to the comic, right? We see here that you have an Ashcan with that, so that you talk about. So this is a preview page. Jeroen, can you show it? Yes. We got the comic from episode 1 and episode 2 Ashcan.
I think I printed it out. Maybe I have it here somewhere. If I can find. There. Hold on. I'll have it.
Yeah. Okay. And
I don't have screen share, but I have print share. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be the cover.
Nice.
And then we have the acknowledgements and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The first page is going to be similar to the last page of the comic, but daytime. So the last page was nighttime, where they were sleeping in the town after they save it. Now it's daytime, a new day.
Great.
And then, so we see that they were waiting for some reinforcements, and there's the giant cat coming to the heroes. They're kind of hiding, and then we get to know more characters.
Cool.
Then we have some a little bit of, how do you call this? Sexy action? I don't know. This?
Yeah, that's a sexy action.
Then the mentor's like, hey, what the hell? Why are you getting naked in front of my man? Like, oh, my dear, this happened, blah, 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 blah. A little bit of banter between the characters.
Right, cool.
So that's a little bit of what I'm going to show for the Ashcan, the preview of episode 2.
Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. And Jeroen, Base Marine, if you can scroll to the next perk.
Of course.
So this is the 24-hour special. So can you tell us about that? What is this?
So this was the last 24-hour special because before we went into In the Mount, and now it's like the last 24 of its kind special, and it's basically the comic in a wraparound with a wraparound cover, and it's going to be a crossover cover with the characters of Micah Curtis. He has this also dark fantasy tale called 3 Nights for Days.
Yeah.
And he was very kind to allow me to use his characters in a crossover cover with my characters. And that's what this is going to be. So this is going to be the episode 1 in a perfect bound put together with episode 2 and with this wraparound cover.
That's a nice one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really cool, man. Now, David, let me ask you one question. How did you? Because it's I saw that it had been not fulfilled. The campaign was kind of closed. Finished the 30 days. When it was finished, the 30 days of the campaign.
Sorry, I wanted to grab that the finished version of this wraparound cover to show it.
Oh,
Make him a little bigger.
Oh, wait a
Make
minute.
him big.
Give me a sec. Scrolling
This
down
is how
some more.
it's going to.
Wow,
Damn.
looks amazing, man.
Wow, the colors, man.
So like
Jesus.
the Michael likes the thing and Mike and what's John Carpenter. So I thought of included a little monster that looks like the monster of the thing as well. And you see the knight from his story as well. No, it's mixed with the knights of my story, and it's like the monsters of his story and my story all mixed up in this cross cover.
Wow, that's fantastic. I love a wraparound cover. It's really nice. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mr. You were Barbusco. You were asking a question.
So I don't remember what was my point. I just forgot.
Lay off the boot, man.
Something about 30 days. I heard.
Okay, so basically my question is this: how did you promote your comic? Did you go on many streams? How did you do it?
I just launched it, and then I started like, how do you do this? And then I saw people on Twitter promoting their own stuff, so I started promoting other people, and then promoting my stuff. And then like they go to streams. So I was asking people around, like, "Hi, can I go in your stream?" And I was asking everywhere on. So a lot of people said no, never answered, and some said yes. And then I started, going on their streams, and that's it. So
Yeah,
some
great.
people really helped me a lot, like Micah Curtis and Liam Gray and Shy Zombie also, and Raging Golden Eagle, John Malin. Like they some of them went out of their way to help me. I don't even know, out of the kindness of their heart. And I was like, thank you. Like this Comicsgate community has been so crazy supportive. I'm without words of how cool this community has been with me and in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't really complain. Like even people who there's Rob Casey who got into a little bit of a fight with John Malin, but he was super nice with me, and I was like, I cannot complain. No, John Malin was super nice with me. He let me be in his stream twice, and so from my point of view, this whole community has been nothing but amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I think as well when it comes to, what the
Careful, don't dox yourself.
people help. That's why it's really cool. I like that. Great. So, what do you recommend people? Which perk? Which is the most perk that you say we need to do this?
For my comic, I thought what comics do I recommend?
No.
Also, there's this thing
coming a little bit later.
That's Blackheart Banner. I've heard of it. That's pretty cool. Definitely recommend.
Okay, well.
I don't know. Blade Devil looks insane.
Yeah.
I heard that there's like a triple TD tentacle package. I don't know what that is, but yes, Red Eyes. That's also amazing. I would recommend the feature perk, of course, if you want the bestiary.
The Dungeon
and the
Map.
comic.
Yeah. So then you get the Ashcan. I'm just reading here from my big screen here. You get the Red Eyes episode 1, who is 48 pages. Then the bestiary is at 24 pages, and the Ashcan is 16 pages, right? So overall, you got 3, 4, 40, about more than almost 90 pages when it comes to,
Yeah, this is the old one. The bestiary there, you cannot change the perks, so that's why it
Oh,
says
really? Okay.
46. But the bestiary right now is 60 pages.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's
from
got
24 to 60, am I? Wow. But that's a bang for your buck, man.
So signed and square.
So how does that with the shipping to international? Because maybe I didn't understand that. So for instance, if people want to have the Dungeon Master perk, right, and they live outside the USA, how does that work with shipping, etc., or with the, because they do not get the book, but the free shipping of the book, right? Or am I understanding it wrong?
So all the perks, the shipping to the United States is included in the price.
Right.
The
So for-
international backers,
Yes.
if you buy the comic plus the Ashcan, it's
Yeah.
$40 the shipping, and in that case we include the bestiary. And the Dungeon Master perk, it's $30. If I remember correctly, $30 the shipping, and then we include a high quality print with the perk shipping.
Yeah. So
That's more or less how we balanced it out. The
So
math.
they get something extras with
Exactly. So everyone
Right.
who has to pay extra is going to get a little bit extra. That's
Nice.
that's the deal.
Okay, and so if they want to buy the normal comic, the comic plus Ashcan, because the Ashcan is in the perk as well, they then get the bestiary, or still
Exactly. So international backers who buy comic plus Ashcan, they get the bestiary. And if
Okay.
they buy the bestiary, they'll get a high quality print that we are including with the perk.
Wow.
Which I don't have anywhere here, but yeah.
But that's great, man, because then they have over 100 pages. That's a good deal.
Yes,
Really?
more or less. I was like, yes.
Wow. So are you gonna do with the second book? Are you gonna also do a bestiary?
Probably not. Or if they were gonna do it, we're gonna offer the one from this one. So this is like the first edition,
Yes.
and we're probably going to include it with the second book as well. To do like episode 2 plus bestiary, episode 1 plus 2, some stuff like that. I'm still planning it out in my mind how
Yeah,
we're gonna make the combinations.
That's great.
And of
man.
course, there's going to be like one or everything. The 1, 2, and the bestiary.
Yeah. That's sick. That's real sick. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. Yeah.
We are. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind writing all the last little details, as you can.
Imagine.
We're getting there. We're getting it. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So when it comes to my comic, Base Marine, if you would be so kind, my friend.
Maybe.
If you ask nicely. Like, Mr. Base Marine.
So we do something else with when it comes to a print as well. I'm gonna want to show you. Well, let me show you. Yeah, I can show this a little bit better because this is only the print, and the print is gonna just let me share it. Okay, then this is the print. This is the print that comes with it, with a perk, and I hope you can see a little bit better here. It has a lot of detail. It is crazy eldritch stuff with eyes and mouths and teeth. And this is more like a retro poster.
Yeah, I
from
was gonna
back
say.
in the old days when movie posters still existed, when good movie posters still existed, by the way, my opinion.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we wanted to do something like this, and I love all the negative space, that popping up. It gives a real retro cool feel, and I wanted to. We decided to give this print in a perk if people want. It's also in a feature perk. So I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I gonna go back to StreamYard, and then we go into my campaign. So this is can you show the first cover as well, Base Marine? Thank you.
I can show only one at a time, not as well.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So this is the original cover, right? With oh no, let's show the video. Let's show the video.
yes, the video is awesome, by the way.
Okay.
Let's show the video.
Mute myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic.
The music is amazing.
Yeah, I know. I every time I hear it, I'm getting excited.
Oh yeah, I can
Yes.
And then the
Music.
fantastic animation at the end as well. It's really worth the money. Yeah, absolutely. So this is the original cover without the moving tentacles, of course, but there's no sexy beast here.
I like the I like both of them, but I think I like the other one better. With the main guys in the front.
Yeah, this is the second one is the Virgin cover. Yeah, and it only features that what you are seeing. So there will be no Black Heart Manor big and with logos. So what you see here, this is what you get, because the Black Heart Manor, this is supposed to be a painting, and we want to have that feel of a painting of people posing, you know, in the because there is a painting theme in the house as well, and we see also with the smoke and the mist and a little bit of the burning haze with the tentacles on the ground, as you can see the shadow, and then the apparition on the background with the glowing eyes, and also with the the house has also some creepy stuff on it. And I love this comic, this cover a lot. Great rendition of Jacob, Becca, and Hans.
Yeah.
Sure. I love it.
Wait, are those eyes?
Yes.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes. There's a lot of things that is hidden in there, maybe that you don't see, but there's some eyes, there's some teeth, there's some, weird stuff. It's not wood that you are seeing here on the cover, by the way. So there's some creepy eldritch shit on the house. I love the colors, by the way. He did a bang up job.
Yeah.
And also, yeah.
No, sorry.
No, just go ahead. It's fantastic, by the way. I love this. This is my go-to cover. I love them both, but this, a Virgin cover. I really don't think people has done a Virgin cover on Indiegogo. By the way, it could be wrong, but I don't remember. Mostly it's different cover.
I don't remember either. Maybe your boy Zach did, or
could be. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Wait.
Oh, Grace Marie, what do you got, man?
Oh, there you go.
College of the Dead, the variant cover. That's a
Yes,
Virgin cover.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, then you have the whole art without the logo, and some people prefer that. They want to see the art and everything around it with the colors, because sometimes logos are very big or hinder what's behind it. and I think we did a bang up job with this one.
Yeah,
And we
no,
also,
looks amazing.
yeah, we have also a lot of digital perks that people want that we spoke about. And as you can see here, Call of the Void B pack, you can get the first book as well. And this is the book that I have here is the third cover. This is the Bride's cover, and this is the original cover that I wanted to get first, with the with the face sticking out of the water, and then all the eyes and teeth behind her, with the shadow on her face of a tentacle. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So if people want to get the first book, well, there's a combo pack here that people can get. So that's great. And of course the original cover, as you see on top. And then we also do, of course, also the normal book without the extra perks. So for $20 you got, well, the original cover and the virgin cover. And if you want to have both with the original cover or the virgin cover, well, we have the perk as well.
And of course, good for the people that didn't watch yesterday. You can always add the first book as an add-on later on by checkout.
Yeah. So that's great. I love it.
Are you going to? Also, I suppose you're in the first 30 days now.
Yes.
Yeah, you just opened, right? So, but you will extend the campaign.
Yeah. We will go in demand. Yes, but it's important to us. I mean, for every campaign holder that you're gonna succeed in those first days, because it has to do with the algorithm, I believe. The faster that you complete your campaign, then you stay on top on Indiegogo, so that people, when they open Indiegogo, they can see your project. So yeah, that's why important for probably every campaign holder that we're going to push this in the first 40 days, so that more people can see the campaign and can back the book.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah, exactly. We also
if I get more per payday, I may how do you say, refund the digital and get the physical, but I have to wait for payday.
I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy with you backing our campaign, even if it's digital. I mean,
no, I want to see it. I am curious for this. You know what? The one thing I really like with this mansion stories, mansion horror stories, usually they have their unique vibes about them. It's all about mysterious rooms and stuff like that, or people going crazy, like in The Shining. But this is kind of a unique take, that it's a mansion with fire. No, this combination, it's unique. I think, hey, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, firefighters. No, that's like a perfect match for this sort of monster. Yeah, I think you did a good job thinking of something unique with this.
Yeah, we're going back and forth a lot with this, and the original story that I pitched is still there, but it's changed so much. And then we created this, and I don't want to throw a lot of characters in there, because I had an Indiegogo campaign that has more than 20 characters in it, and it was so cluttered. I didn't like it at all, and I did a video about that. It's called Brand, the comic. And I didn't know what's going on, but because there was so much characters and people and storylines, I have absolutely no clue. So I want to say...
you mean Brand by Antonio Bryce?
Exactly. Yeah. I love the art, by the way. It's from Kane and White, and I really wanted to like the story. But at the end of the book, there are so many characters, and they all have dialogue and backgrounds, and I still don't know what's happening in the book, because it was too much, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do, a couple of guys or girls, a unit, and focus on that, because you can flesh those people out a little bit more. Yeah. It depends on the story, of course, that you want to tell. I mean, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I had a little bit of the same with my story, that there was like 9 heroes. And I thought that's just too many. So what I'm trying to do is, like, the story focuses on one character and a little bit of the others as they interact with him, no? And
Yeah.
you know, like at parts they separate, and then we see a little bit more of the others, no? But I think that at the end of the day, you cannot split your mind into 9 different characters that you're going to, you know, fall in love and whatever. So it's a good call to have a protagonist,
Yeah, oh, yes.
and you know, the rest are supporting characters. But yeah, have few very important characters that you really fleshed out and that you follow them and live with them, and you know, yeah, 20 is way too much.
Yeah, I counted it. It has 20 characters that all has something to tell, and I couldn't, you know, separate it. Okay, is this an important character? Is this a supporting character? And what do they want? Where do they go? And at the end of the book, there's a character that I think, hey, I like this character, but who are you? Where do you come from?
I saw your video, by the way. I didn't back Brand, but I saw your video. That was
Yeah,
good.
I was
Like,
a little bit
that was a good
annoyed.
review, I think.
Yeah, because I felt a little bit cheated because yeah, well, the campaign, to be honest, and was you have a scary big Santa Claus villain with crazy eyes and big teeth, you know, battling one of the characters, but he wasn't in the book at all. I mean, that's, to me, that's false advertising.
I think that's probably the worst. To be honest, I got into a little bit of a Twitter altercation with Mr. Bryce, so I'm a little bit biased here. But
Yeah.
at
Oh
the
no,
end of
he's a good guy.
no, he is a cool guy. Yeah, no, but
He is.
apparently we didn't get along. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the fact that the Santa Claus monster was not in there was probably something that hurt his campaign a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being
So,
a bit
because-
honest, you know.
and then at the end of the video that I made on my channel, I said, you know what? I'm not going to back the second book because, first of all, it is important to me that what I see in a campaign, that is going to be in the book, right? That's why you pay your hard-earned money, excluding with the shipping, because you have to pay that as well. And then at the end of the book, then you get it. Oh yeah, sure. The art is beautiful. The characters are interesting, by the way. But he also showed a girl with magical powers with the bow, but she was in the book, but not in costume, not showing her powers. So all what he did is showing what's happening in book 2, I believe. I believe, right? But
I think that he do himself a favor. I think that because the idea looks cool, and
Yes.
if Brand 2, you know, like really picks up and everything starts to make sense, like now you know who the characters are a little bit.
exactly.
I think that he's gonna have a good chance with Brand 3 that people jump back into the action. But I think he did some stuff to hurt his campaign, that he delivered late and he opened the campaign before he delivered and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people are going to be on the lookout for how Brand 2 looks and is.
Mhm.
And I think he has a pretty good chance that people fall in love back with the Brand, you know, with this crazy psycho Santa. That's so cool. Like, I'm sure
Yeah,
people want to see that.
We're really interested in that. I mean, the designs are cool. I mean, the characters look cool. I really even love the backgrounds of certain characters. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I'm not saying I'm not going to back, 2 or 3, but I'm more reserved right now. So I'm just waiting what's going to happen with book 3. And if I like what I'm seeing, maybe I can do, mostly a combo pack. Like, hey, are we going to offer 1, 2, and 3, or 2 and 3?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and it also saves on shipping. So, yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not going to back anything from him again, but as for now, I put it on pause. But
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah, well,
telling you,
like I said, I'm a little bit biased. I got into a little bit of a Twitter fight with him, so take my opinion with a grain of salt.
no, it's good that you have your own opinion. That's what this channel for me are all about. You can say what you want. I mean, that's great. I mean, be yourself. Don't pretend to be otherwise.
No, I'm not gonna say anything more. Like he's not here to say.
No,
anything.
no.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's
that's
not really cool to talk about other people who are not here. So
exactly. Yeah, that's not very nice sometimes.
okay, good.
What I can do,
Yeah.
because I have to jump ship soon, as they say.
Yeah.
But I can show you like one of the. Oh, can you even
Right.
see this?
Yeah, once it's gonna stop.
Okay.
Just give me a sec.
Oh my goodness, the reflection! What the hell?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you. Okay, if you can see it, this is like one of the girls for the Monster Girl Bestiary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
One of the
looks
forest
very-
creatures, the dryad monster.
Very sexy.
Quiet,
Books
sexy
very
girl
sexy.
monster.
Nice. That's cool,
Can I
man.
share this? I cannot share this stuff. My goodness. It's driving me insane that I cannot share it. I can share it in this one, but this one has like the whatever. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, so I have to jump ship soon. I'm sorry, guys.
No. I'm happy that you have the time to come here, man, and that we can talk about comics and fun stuff. I mean, that's just what this is all about. So if you have to go, you have to go, man. That's how
Yes,
it is.
unfortunately,
We
it's
already at the 2-hour mark, and we have still people here watching, which is great. Thank you, guys.
So,
You are still here, and I hope you get some new backers. So, David, thanks for coming again. And if you want to hop on the stream, just for a chat, or you just come along, you are welcome.
thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Darkseid, and
Yeah.
Barbusco.
It was really nice to meet you, David.
Yeah.
Likewise,
for
yeah, it
sure.
was nice to meet you all, and hope to
Great
see you
to
around.
hear
Yeah.
about the project as well. So
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your project as well, Mr. Basmarin. That sounds. Is it going to be like with fantasy elements, or is it going to be more like a historical?
no, it's going to be based on a true story that happened in 1943
Thank you,
here
Mika.
in the Netherlands.
Really appreciate it.
But it's going to be the information I found about that over the course of 14 years now. It's basically like I mentioned in a few streams back as well. It's more like an documentary style of information, so I have to translate it into the story because I don't want it to be a documentary comic.
Right. Yeah, I can
But
imagine.
so I'm trying to personalize it by making a 0 issue up front, so people can get to know the characters, and then I'm going to fill in the extras around the story itself with historical facts from this area and stuff like that, like how the Germans treated the Dutch and stuff like that. So it's going to be more than only the story that happened to the crew. It's going to be filled in with other facts, but it's not infused with some fantasy or stuff like that. It's all going to be authentically World War II stuff. I'm actually even talking to organizations trying to get information and photographs from that time so that I can even let the art represent how it was back then. So
That sounds interesting. Sounds a little bit like Charlie London, no? Well, like I said, I'm sorry.
yeah, well,
Rambling
more
on,
like
but
the
I,
Billy Tucci kind of thing with Miss Fury,
right.
but a little bit different because that is an other type of story. This is purely historical, but it's not going to be a biography or something like that.
Got you. Well, sorry guys, I have to jump. So, thank you very much, Mr. Darkseid, and see you around
Yeah,
on Twitter
man.
and the internet.
Pleasure. It was
See
really
you
fun.
around.
Okay,
Thank
man.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, you did a great project as well. Cool.
Yeah, really great campaign.
Yeah. Carla Tonidi was also. She asked. I asked her if she's coming on the stream. I said, "Yeah, well, we are closing right now, so probably another time would be better." So people, if you still interested, or if you are interested in black and white horror, and see what you like here with Blackheart Manor, consider backing my book. I would really appreciate it. We are at how many percent? 60% right now.
60%, 30 backers.
Wow, man, cool. 40% to go for making it 100%. That would be cool.
Yeah,
So-
I think you're going to make it within the first 30 days. So
Yeah, if we're going to do this like this,
Definitely.
I'm going to jump for joy. I'm going to
29 days for the last 40%, so that should be possible.
Yeah. Well, I do my best.
Just keep pushing.
Every day, man. Every day.
Well, according to the backer tracker, actually, you will be around the 3,000 mark, so US dollars.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
usually on a longer campaign. It's usually very accurate, so you never know.
No. And then, Yeah, and we can also go in demand, so that would be cool. That we can raise more money for the next volume. That's I
Yeah,
mean that's my goal. And not only
your extra online store.
yeah, yeah. I want to make fund this book. I want that people get this book and really be happy about it, and want to get on board that with the foot book, and we are. I talked to Gilbert, the writer, and I told it, hey, we sold the most expensive perk, the 400 one with the cameo, and he was ecstatic. He didn't. He didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I said. So there's, I believe, only one perk still there for that. So if people want to get in the book,
Let's
be part of the
check.
story.
Yes,
Yeah.
one of
Indeed.
two.
Yes. So yeah, people not only is going to be part of the story, but they are gonna get killed in the most gruesome way, and you get dialogue, and your likeness will also be in the book. So yeah, that's great.
Really
Get it.
cool.
Yeah, thanks. So with that, we're gonna end the stream.
Yeah,
For
let's
those
finish it with the video again.
with the great music. Let's enjoy.
Oop.
Nope.
Make it bigger.
And that music, man, haunting. Yeah, it brings a lot of atmosphere to the book and to the campaign. Love it, absolutely love it. So yeah, 2 hour mark, we made it. And I thought to myself when I started the stream, I'm gonna do in 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and a half, and then it always goes longer because we have so much to talk about. So yeah. Let's end the stream. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. Hope you'll be coming on the next stream if we're going live someday. Until next time.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, people. Thanks for coming.